We are here at the launch of the BYD Seal and we're going to take it out for the test drive very shortly. As BYD's third and most premium model yet in Malaysia is really quite an interesting EV, and without further ado, let's get to the drive. Sitting inside the BYD Seal, and it is a very premium and comfortable car to be in. This is the premium trim, so this is actually the longest range model compared to the performance. It can do up to 650 km on the NEDC cycle, which is more lenient. If it's on the WLTP cycle, it can do 570 km, which is still very respectable. In terms of performance, the premium Seal has a single rear motor setup that does 313 PS and 360 Nm of torque. This is good for a 0 to 100 km/h time of only 5.9 seconds. Not quite as fast as the performance trim of the Seal, which has a dual motor setup instead, but 5.9 seconds still feels very fast. Of course, this is an EV, and the fast feeling of this car can be attributed to the instant torque the moment I press down on the acceleration pedal. 5.9 seconds may not sound super impressive on paper, but this car does feel very nimble and very fast. But handling wise, as far as I can tell in this very short test drive, it does feel a little bit floaty. There is quite a bit of body roll as I take tighter corners at higher speeds, but it is not that bad in my opinion. It still feels well controlled, and there is quite a bit of feel out of this steering wheel, surprisingly enough. Of course, I do have to drive the car a little bit more to really get a feel for the handling of the BYD Seal. On the bright side, the Seal does offer a very good ride quality. It feels very nice and comfortable, and it can smooth out road bumps very well. This is despite the fact that it has pretty large 19-inch alloy wheels, and I am impressed. To show just how fast this car feels, I'm doing at about 80 km now, and I'm gonna put my foot down. And you can still feel the instant torque, and it's very nice. But I do have one little thing to nitpick here. Because this car is so quiet, wind noise is a little bit too apparent at cruising speeds. It's pretty okay as I'm doing about 100 km/h now, but at higher speeds, especially at the national speed limit at 110 km/h, you do hear an audible wind noise. It's not horrible by any means, and I'm sure with some music on, I won't be able to really hear it, but that's my takeaway from this brief test drive. The perceived quality of the BYD Seal's cabin is also very nice. You've got a lot of soft touch material everywhere, and it does feel like you are in a properly premium car. You also get a very big infotainment screen with the BYD Seal, and it also has this nice cool trick where I can switch the orientation of the display. It seems a little bit gimmicky in my opinion, but I'm sure it can actually be useful in certain situations. So that's my driving impression of the BYD Seal so far in this premium trim. Now let's go outside and see what else this car has to offer. So this is the BYD Seal in the flesh, or rather in the metal, and it does look very nice and sporty to me. The slim headlights look great, and this is what BYD calls glistening ripple lamp. Weird naming aside, to me anyway, I do think it gives the car a nice, unique aesthetic. The side profile of the Seal remains very sporty. You've got these large 19-inch alloy wheels, and measuring 4.8 meter long, it is a long car, and it gives it a very good presence in my opinion. The rear of the Seal is my favorite angle of the car. Just like the front, it also has slim taillights that is connected with a light bar, and overall it does look sleek, sporty, handsome, you name it. And that is the BYD Seal in Malaysia. For our market, there are two variants to choose from. The premium retails at RM179,800 ringgit, while the higher end and faster performance model goes for RM199,800 ringgit. If you'd like to check out the Seal, come on over to the Exchange TRX, where it will be available for test drive until 25 February 2024. This is Andrew signing off.